Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of Adesope Live, the official Afrobeats Podcast, where we break down the hottest topics in the culture and invite a superstar to join me in the studio for a one-on-one conversation. Before we get into it, as always, big shout-outs to all the subscribers, likers, sharers, those that are supporting the culture and the movement. We appreciate you. Keep the support coming. We need to have our own voice so we don't have to rely on others to tell us or tell our story. In the studio to talk about his story, amongst others, is a star all the way from Zimbabwe, the southern part of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, someone I got to really enjoy recently, but we had a conversation via social media a little bit before. Welcome, Nutty O!
Blessings, Shopsy.
Listen, my brother, nice to meet you. I know we communicated a little bit on social media.
Yeah.
But this was this past weekend when I saw you. Shout outs to the Zim Fest live crew. That was where I saw you do your thing. But before we get into all of that, you want to put your phone on silent?
Yeah.
So, because the message keeps coming in, it's like the money keeps loading. It looks like everybody hitting you up like, yo, now you're in the UK and you're making a lot of money. Let's talk about it. First of all, how are you doing? And who is Nutty O?
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm alive. Give thanks to the Most High for the gift of life. You know, it could be worse, but, you know, we're here. We're alive to tell the story, you know, to walk in the journey. So, in a nutshell, Nutty O is a Zimbabwean musician slash motivator of the youth slash a positive energy that's circling within the world. Apart, you know, because I believe it goes deeper than just music. We're all energies and we are being used somehow to convey a certain message or to convey the energy likewise that we possess to impact and change the world. You know, I am a versatile artist. I can do almost
anything.
Yeah, I'm not boxed in any genre. You know, dancehall, you name it, reggae, Afrobeats, you know, blend all those blends within it, bring them together. That's Nutty O. I am a fusion of all of these musical sounds.
But it's very clear that you heavily lean towards the dancehall, reggae, Caribbean style of music. And not only that, even when you talk, you know, someone can instantly think you're straight up, you know, from Jamaica. So talk to me about that influence. Why is Zimbabwe specifically heavy on the reggae dancehall influence?
You know, there is a very special history attached to this. I got to understand and learn that Bob Marley himself, 1980, he had to pay for his trip to come and perform for Zimbabwe's independence. And, you know, that's just how important the story is. And from that, for me, I believe he left a seed that we all gravitating towards. And that's the reggae and dancehall seed. That's why you would find reggae and dancehall is dominant in Zimbabwe. And if you would ask me, in a lot of ways across Africa,
Facts.
You cannot separate a reggae and dancehall from any other sound.
Facts.
Speak of Afrobeats.
Facts.
It's all...
Wizkid is a reggae dancehall artist.
Yeah, man.
At the beginning. Burna Boy is a reggae dancehall artist. Pato Rankin is you know,
Stone
the list
Boy.
Reggae dancehall, the legend Two-Face Idibia.
Yeah.
You know, the list goes on.
So yeah, that's special about Zimbabwe, if you ask me, because that was Bob Marley himself. So invested into that nation, the southern part of it. And he came down, he had to do it on his own. He paid for his trip. He came there, performed for free for our independence.
Wow. That's big.
So from there, I believe someone has to take it and take it from there and express it unto the world. And we're all siblings of that seed. Hence the dancehall and the reggae.
Before we talk about music, let's talk about Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe, at a time, was identified as arguably one of the most successful farming countries in Africa.
Real talk.
Some people had said the bread of Africa at that time.
Real talk.
And has gone through the struggles, you know, politically and socially that it continues to go through. Talk to me about your beautiful country, Zimbabwe.
You know, from that history up to this time, I still believe Zimbabwe is still beautiful. Because there is beauty in the struggle. There is beauty in the struggle. Zimbabwe is still beautiful. And the people within that nation are kind of holding it down. Because, you know, there's always hope that things would eventually get better. It's a process, it's not an act. You know, things would get better. But, you know, literally the energy has always been good. Zimbabwean people are good. I believe, apart from the challenges we've been facing as a nation, right, there is still a lot of good coming out of it. Like, you would say, we tend to be like trees growing from rocks.
Yep.
You get what I mean?
Yep.
There's always
out of that difficulty, out of that struggle, there's that flower.
There's that flower, the most beautiful flower, and I believe Zimbabwe is the most beautiful place in this world. You know, there is an aura about it that's different from any other nation, regardless of you know what we have gone through as a nation, economically, and all of these challenges, which are not abnormal. It's common. We all know nations go through these problems.
Facts.
But yeah, me as a representative of that nation musically, coming from that nation, you can tell the energy is real, the energy is alright. Regardless of all of that, I believe we all humans are supposed to learn to adapt in any situation. And despite what's going on, you still have to be the light. You still have to depict and ensure and be the light.
And sell,
sell the light.
In the right way.
In the right way.
Let's talk about your musical journey, man. Because when I'm reading about you, when I'm checking out about you, you're still a very young man. You're in your 20s, but you've been about this music thing for a long time. Tell me about where you've come from and what the journey has been like. How did it start? Where did it start? And how has the movements been over this last decade?
Yeah, you know, I believe we are all born with these abilities. I believe I was born musical. Fast forward, going to school, I was doing music the most. And just a point in time in life when I realized that passion will always take over, no matter what. And I decided to do music full time. A brother of mine, a producer, Cash Lives, took me in, identified me from the streets and said, yo, I can as well provide you with an opportunity to record. That was 2015. 2016, going into a stable. 2017, my brother Jabreza took me in, you know? And that's when things started shaping up. And I've always known that I had this special thing within me that's musical. I believe I'm one of those musicians that has a big part to play as far as African music is concerned. If Burna Boy and Wizkid are playing the ball from the Nigerian side, Shatta Wale, Stone Boy, Kidi playing from the Ghanaian, I'm also that guy with the same flame, playing it from the south.
Talk. Talk that
Yeah.
talk.
And that is the mission. So, fast forward 2017, Japreza took me in. 2018, 2019, things started happening.
Did he sign you to his label? Did you just...
Yes, I was signed to his label. Him and my brother XQ, the one I'm with right now. Yeah. And after that, we left the label. Now I'm with XQ, where we at. It's called the Mushroom Media. It's our setup.
Stable.
Yeah, we decided to just do things the way we see fit, the way that is quicker in our...
What was different with the vision that Japreza and his label had to that which you and XQ decided to pursue? What was different?
It's still the same book, just different pages. It's still the same book, different pages, different days, different approach. Because sometimes it's all about the speed. It's not about you saying we are not working well together. No, it's about how you prefer to cut the other corner and go the other direction. But we are same brothers with the same vision, same love, same everything. And we eventually going to meet at a certain position. We all winning.
Absolutely.
And I have my own type of flame. And you have your own type of flame. Yeah. And if we combine later, we can become bigger. A force. It's bigger.
You brushed on XQ there. I also saw XQ perform. XQ's one of the guys
legendary
from Zimbabwe who has put on that flame when it comes to music from Zimbabwe and continues to run. That. Talk to me about XQ. What someone like that means to you and what it means to be working alongside a legendary artist that believes in your talent.
XQ is like a big brother. It's like a father figure to me. I call him Papi. We call each other father and son. He's actually the one who introduced me to Japreza. And Japreza took me in via XQ.
Because of XQ
belief. And XQ has always had this vision that I also kind of buy. And up to now, he is the one who was responsible behind for me actually making an album that is making the noise right now. Yes. And shout out to him. And I've always learned the game through his ways, through his, expertise. His imparts knowledge about the game. He's been in the game for more than 15 years now.
Right.
So he's a special individual. Like, we all need that person who leads us through the journey, because it's all learning as we go. And I'm grateful I've been around these two guys. I've been around X, I've been around Japreza the same way, and I have learned what I've learned from them. You can only learn from a giant. You can only leap on a giant and see further.
You can only leap on a giant and see further.
Yeah.
That's deep. Now, you touched on the album that's making waves. Shout outs to the entire team. I saw the figures, man. Mustard Seed is the title of the album. Dropped in September 2021.
September 2021, yeah.
Completely doing incredible numbers. From what I've been told, is arguably one of the most streamed albums to ever come out from a pop artist in Zimbabwe.
Real talk.
That album, from what I'm hearing, the album is doing the kind of streams that we haven't seen in recent times from a Zimbabwean artist. Congratulations on incredible. I think you're upwards of 20 million streams or something right now. You're doing crazy numbers on Apple. Coming from Zimbabwe, where there have been massive challenges with getting your music and your voice heard. How does it feel to be doing these numbers and touching the rest of the world? That's question one. Second question is, what are the challenges, and what are some of the challenges that a Zimbabwean artist has had to face over the last decade?
Oh yeah. So firstly, I would thank God for the blessing You know, you cannot do it alone. It's the blessing, God's blessings. These are God's blessings. I never really thought I would be here. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but also I never thought I would get to this point. You know, all the success with the album, those numbers, the accolades. You know, last year I took everything.
I saw it, man. Best male, best Zimbabwean male, song of the year. I'm looking at the awards. I'm thinking, brother, it's almost like Nutty O is the only guy in Zimbabwe right now. What's going on?
You know, so you can only thank God. You know, so that I am more fulfilled because I have a lot of people, a lot of youths who look up to me, and that now, whatever direction I'm taking, looks like my belief system is working, and they can actually look at me and see that this is possible too. And two, you know, the challenges that Zimbabwean artists would face, I believe we are a very vibrant wave down there. We gravitate to all sounds. Talented scene. But I don't see them as challenges literally, because whenever you face a difficulty or a problem, it's an opportunity for you to learn. So it ceases to be a challenge anymore. It's an opportunity to learn. And I've always been saying, I'm learning to bridge out. I'm learning to fly out. I'm learning to sail away and try get into the deeper shores and fly with those who are doing it. So the process is to learn how to get here. To be here on this podcast, it's I never thought I would be here, and
Appreciate that.
5 months ago I was watching you. Remember when I DM'd you? I never thought I would be here, but then you have to align your belief system and put and exert a lot of effort, energy,
put in the work.
Within the work. I want to be where Berna is. I want to be where Whiskey is.
I like that. You know, when you said it on stage, I asked you if you had a clip, if anybody had a clip of you saying that, because I thought that was very impactful. I wanted to share that, the way you said it to the Zimbabwean people, that, you know, where Berna is, where Whiskey is. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to go with you. Talk to me about those type of proclamations, those type of thoughts when you see the success that your Whiskey, your Burna Boys, your David Doe, you know, T.Y., that these people are making.
Yeah.
What does that, you know, how does it make you feel?
You know, it makes me feel great because it only stirs up certainty that one day all of these things that I speak, they will come to fruition. You know, because, you know, I believe in the power of the mind. I am here because of what I have thought about before. We only become what we think about over time. And these are my affirmations. I'm vocalizing my faith unto the universe. And eventually the universe will bring back that energy. I know one day I'm going to find myself sitting next to Weez. It's going to be a big record. The whole world is going to dance to that. The whole world will gravitate to that energy. I'm going to be with Drake. It only can go far. Like, the highest form of artistry is what I seek to achieve. And you cannot only work. It's also you believing in yourself, affirming yourself, like sending that energy onto the world so that the universe can bring it back to you. Because whatever it is that you send out will come back. It's like an echo.
Facts.
The universe will always bring back the very same things that you think about enough of the times. It's an energy. Like I say,
revolve.
Yeah, it will always revolve. So I desire to be where my Nigerian brothers are, and shout out to them. They have pushed this African music to heights that we're all proud, and we can only aspire to gravitate to those levels, and that's where I want to be.
When I saw you on stage, shout out to my sister Tapaniswa.
Yeah,
I pulled her to the side and had a quiet word with her, man. You can bend down and just go under the camera, man. So I pulled her to the side and I said, you performing on stage, you looked very cooked, very seasoned, very prepared. Talk to me about the importance of stagecraft. the way you performed the song Safe made me go and listen to it over and over again. And I'm listening to that record and I'm having memories. I'm thinking about my friends. I'm thinking, and that's just because of the way you performed that record. That was moving to me. So talk to me about stage performances, where you learned that, and how important is that part of artistry to you. And again, I had to say, all the Zimbabwean artists I've seen on stage, shout out my brother Jah Praiser, shout out XQ, shout out Winky D. Every single one of these guys that I've seen on stage have been seasoned. You don't have to be a fan of their music to think, oh my gosh, what a performer, what a star. So there has to be something in the orientation back in Zimbabwe. What is it?
Yeah, like I said, you're coming from a point where you have to put more for you to get just the basic of attention, the basic of everything. We are from a very beautiful corner that probably nobody really gets to check. So the amount of work you need to put in, the amount of knowledge you have to gather around, the amount of wisdom and the amount of spirit you have to have, determination and energy you have to have for you to just get to certain positions, when you're coming from Zim. As a musician, I would say, I won't lie to you, I've been learning, because I know, when it comes to music is a very powerful tool. It's energy that can change someone. So when you perform or when you create music, you must aim at the heart. It doesn't matter you're singing for Asian crowd, Nigerian crowd, or that's why language doesn't matter in this. Because when you aim for the heart, it's no longer about words. It's no longer about what are you saying. It's the energy now that is bigger. It's a bigger frequency than just what one is saying. We all vibe to when the Burna Boy sings in Yoruba.
Yeah,
we feel it.
Facts.
We don't know what probably he's saying, but we feel it. So it's the heart that's more determinant in this aspect. So when I perform a song like Safe, it's an emotional song. It's a song for the heart. And no matter which part you come from, no matter where you're from, if you can just tap into that frequency, you feel the effect.
Absolutely.
So knowing that you must aim for the heart when you perform, you need to incorporate the emotions. You need to incorporate your interaction with the people. Your connection with the people. And you can only learn to also know how you move around, the energy. How because you share the energy. What you do on stage, they feel it. They gravitate to it. That makes up that connection. And before you know it, that's a beautiful performance. Absolutely. And I've been watching. You learn from the best. I've been watching all these other great artists that I admire, especially Burna. He's been doing amazing performance lately. Nigerians have been, I also love Stone Boy
is serious too.
Serious performer.
Cooked. Seasoned.
So you can only learn from those people and see where you need to advance, where you need to furnish, where you need to improve, how you need to interact and connect with your crowd. And as long as you have the basics, which is the music that aims at the heart, you can always win.
Listen, again, Mustard Seed, the album is out right now. My brother Nutty O, you're in the UK, had a successful Zim Fest that I was honored to be a co-host at. You're going to be going into the studio with a couple people, just a few names. Who are some of the musicians you're listening to, maybe here in the UK, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in South Africa? Who are some of the musicians that you're listening to? And I have to say again, Pato Rankin also bigged you up heavy in the past.
Yeah,
he talked about how incredible you are, and how important you are going to be for African music going forward.
Yeah, Pato Rankin, that's my brother. First person who gave me actual strength. When I was even surprised when he came down to the country. He knew my work. He was, filled with knowledge about my craft and how I've been moving, and he actually told me that, you know what, I can be what I actually want to be, and I just need to work hard, keep whatever energy I have, keep doing whatever it is that I'm doing. He told me that, you know what, anything is possible, and he actually gave me the right impetus to push. That was 2018 when he came to Zim. Gave me a platform. He actually recommended to the promoter that I perform.
Heavy.
And I performed on that night. And since then, I never lost strength, determination, or hope. Things just started happening miraculously. And, that's my brother. He's always supporting from a distance. He's always telling me, do this, do that, move like that. This is how you move. Him, Stone Boy, again, massive support. So that also gives me confidence in whatever process that I'm engaging onto, and also having a team, beautiful team around me. Shout out also to Taponiswa, big time, my mushroom team and the people around me. They actually understand the vision that I want to pursue.
And who are these guys that you're listening to now? Who are some of the musicians?
I listen to, as far as music is concerned, I listen to every Nigerian artist. I know all of them. The Buju, Omale, Adekulne.
Oh! You're talking my language now.
The Tiwa Savage. The Yemis. The Bella Shmurdas.
You talking my talk now. You talking the language now.
The Mavens, the Mavens, the guys from Mavens, the Magics, the Remas, the Rugas.
Yee! You're up on your game.
The Ayastar.
When are you planning to come to Nigeria? Even if it's just an exploratory trip.
I've always wanted to come.
Try to get to know people. Get into studios. I think that's a priority now.
I've always wanted to come to Nigeria and connect. Nigeria, Nigeria is amazing in a lot of ways. Sometimes I won't lie. The many times that I wake up and I feel like I should have been a Nigerian.
Because the hustle is crazy.
The hustle is crazy. The way they love. They hustle, the way they invest and just stick to, like the love behind, the support, the energy they exert behind their craft and everything. It's so amazing. They gravitate to their own, towards their own, rally behind their own. When there's a Nigerian show down here, you all see them there. You see Nigerians in South Africa.
But I gotta give Zimbabwe big credit. Zim Fest, the one I attended this year was my second one in a row. Last year I was in the crowd by myself. I drove out by myself. I stayed in the crowd by myself for over 5 hours. By myself. To just taking the culture, taking the atmosphere, the kids, the family, the food, the music. Ja Praise a headline that night. And the way people come out for that. It's something to emulate. Shout out Ghana as well. Ghana Party in the Park. Ghanaians come out for that. And now we're expanding it beyond just Zimbabweans at Zim Fest, expanding it beyond just Ghanaians at Ghana Party in the Park. We changed the Nigerian corner at the Nutty O Carnival. Now it's been changed to the Afrobeats corner, which means it opens the gates to every African musician, every African just walk into that area, because our struggle is not only as an individual nation, but is a general struggle as a Pan-African.
As a Pan-African, yeah.
And that should also be for our celebrations.
Real talk.
And I'm very happy I came to Zim Fest to see you live. I've become a fan. I will continue being a fan. You are one of my ambassadors now. 1,000%.
Proud to be.
Yeah, you're one of my ambassadors now because the message you carry is heavy. The talent you carry is heavy. The future definitely looks incredibly bright. The album is ridiculous. Go check that out. And finally, what do you want to say for the people before you leave the Afrobeats podcast for the first time?
Yeah,
we will be talking later. But yeah, what would you like to say to the fans out there, man?
I just want to say to the fans out there, the ones supporting me and the ones, yet to know me. It's gonna be a very interesting time to be alive. I am poised. I am ready to contribute heavily in this African, as far as African music is concerned. We're gonna have to take it to a whole different energy. New music coming out, amazing work of art coming out. So yeah, let's keep supporting. Let's continue showing each other love as far as we're concerned. The Afro beat community as Africans, this is our time. I feel like everything is just gravitating towards our desired direction as Africans musically.
It's our time.
This is the greatest time to be alive.
Absolutely.
For an African child. So whatever it is that you believe you can do, whatever it is you believe in, push your dreams, push forward. There is a lot to do. There is a lot to achieve. There is a lot to play for. There is a lot to be alive for. Let's take it to the world. Let's bring this African dream to a whole different paradigm and a whole different dimension. Let us be the inspiration.
In simple terms, Nutty O from Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, shout out to Nutty O! Listen, man, I appreciate you for coming in, man. That means a lot to me. This is the beginning. We're going to do a lot more.
Yo, I'm honored also to be here on the podcast. It's a special thing to me.
Thank you, brother. Right.